They love to see the golf cart pull up. Well, he's looking a lot better than this morning. He's putting a lot more weight on it. So we'll probably pull that wrap off and take a look at it here in just a minute. Hey, welcome back to Muckle Farm. Just got up here to the barn. I came in a little early because it's like we got rain moving in, and I want to check Donkey's foot. And the last thing I want is if he's having issues with an abscess. If it starts raining, I don't want him out here on wet ground with it wrapping on his foot. So I'm going to go ahead and get everybody inside, and as you can see, they are all waiting. You're going to go in your stall, or are you going to do that? Come on. Go in the stall. There we go. Tex is a little more stubborn. He doesn't like to just walk into his stall these days. He wants me to go get the bucket first. But I'm not going to go get the bucket first. I'm just going to get the lead rope first. It's always good to teach your horses to stand when you walk up to them with a halter or a lead rope. Makes catching them a lot easier. Now I can open the gate. I keep Nugget and Apollo separated because those two, they tend to want to, I wouldn't say fight, but they'll bite each other, they bicker, they kick. So I'll just keep them in separate pastures. That makes life a lot easier. Let me get this off your face. The gnats have been so bad since we had a little bit of rain that fly mask, for whatever reason, they like Nugget better than any horse. So he pretty much has to have a fly mask on when they're this bad. The others, a little bit of spray and they're fine, but not him. For whatever reason, you can spray him and the gnats are still going to get all over him. And after catching him, just the number of gnats that come off of him and attack me, it's unreal. You ready to go in? Come on, let's go eat. I put that hoof pack on this morning and wrapped it, and already he's walking on it a lot better. And if you have goats, you know that the easiest way to get anything done is to feed the goats first and shut them up. That way they're not trying to go in the horse stalls when I'm feeding them. They're not trying to eat the dressing when I'm wrapping Donkey's foot. Several of them think they're dogs. They like to rub up against you. They want to be petted. So it's easier just to get a bucket and go put them up. They know the drill. Let me see, buddy. Well, he's definitely moving better now. Come back. I'm not done. Come back. Hold still. Hold still, dude. So that's holding pretty good. Still pretty soft. I packed it really well this morning, so I think I'm going to leave that on there overnight because it's still good and clean in there. And I'll change it out again in the morning. The fact that he's walking on it so much better is really making me think it probably was the bruise in the frog. I don't think an abscess would have come out this fast. Because I couldn't feel it. If it was that close to the sole of his foot, I should have been able to feel it. There would have been a soft spot there. And I could have taken the hoof knife and just opened it up. But since the sole of his foot was so hard, I don't believe it was an abscess really close to the surface, so I'm kind of leaning more towards a bruised frog. So when I need to pack a hoof or deal with some sort of it could be a swollen, lower joint in the leg, whatever I plan on putting Epsom salt on, this is what I use. You can buy it at the box stores. It's just like Epsom salt for people, but it's a poultice for their legs and feet. And the primary use for me is a hoof pack. If you have a horse with an abscess or a bruised frog, and they can get a bruise on the sole of their foot if they hit something hard enough, but that's what I'll do. I'll just simply take some of this. This is a training pad like you use for a puppy, and the reason I use this instead of gauze is, number one, you get a lot more of it and it's cheaper. But 2, you just cut the size you need. So if you're doing a large horse, obviously you can use half a pad if you need to. Whenever I had an issue with Nugget's foot, I was just simply cutting him in half and doubling him to give him some padding, plus it holds the Epsom salt in place. And then you go over that. This is vet wrap. You can find it at most drugstores. I buy it at Tractor Supply. And then I put duct tape over the top of that, because as you can see on the bottom of Donkey's foot, the duct tape keeps everything more or less sealed in. It protects, if they're not walking on concrete or rocks, it'll protect the wrapping and keep it from getting torn apart. So that's what I do. And what you don't want to do if you're dealing with a foot, if you're dealing with a hoof issue, don't wrap the lower joint. Try not to wrap the joint if there's no problem with the joint. If there is a problem with the joint, you may want to wrap it separately, because they do need to be able to flex it. And a lot of times if you have a problem with a joint, if you got a lot of swelling in it, the first thing I would do is get a vet to look at it. But if you're going to wrap it, I would not wrap it in conjunction with the foot unless there was some reason I wanted to keep that line there, almost like, you know, like a cast on a leg or something. If you want to keep them from flexing it, you could wrap them together, but I don't. I'll wrap them separately. Sorry for the background noise. I got the fans on because the bugs are so bad. But Donkey is putting so much weight on this, and he's turning on it, and his mobility is a lot better than it was yesterday. I'm betting tomorrow morning when I pull this thing off, if I don't see anything that makes me want to rewrap it, I will probably just leave the wrapping off. It's holding really well. I mean, tonight he could tear it up, but I kind of doubt it because I got it taped up pretty good. But tomorrow he may be just fine. If he's good to go, I'll turn him out. But if he's limping at all, I'll repack it, tape it up again, and I would imagine probably by the next day he'll be just fine. So that's how I take care of abscesses that you can't, I mean, obviously if you can see if there's a soft spot where you can open it up and let it drain and then wrap it, that would be better. But if you can't see them and you're suspecting like a bruise on the sole of the foot in the frog area, and if you don't know what the frog is, it's this little triangle shaped cushion right here in the back. Hope the lighting's good enough to see it. But obviously he feels pretty good if he's able to support all of his weight on that foot while I pick this other foot up. But that's what I do, is I pack them. That's the best thing that you can do. Epsom salt works really good on people. Works great on horses and donkeys, cattle, goats. If you can keep a wrap on a goat, good luck with that. Haven't had much luck there. But on horses, they generally leave them alone. The goat will just chew that wrap right off. So that's going to do it. I'm going to get everybody's hay put in their stalls, pick up the dishes, and we'll call it right here. Until next time, thanks for watching.